So we start with the atom as a whole, right? So we know that it consists of a nucleus and the surrounding electrons. So it could be treated as a whole, electrically neutral. So when we consider the primitive structure of the atom, right, we take positively charged core, that's called nucleus, and negatively charged electron cloud surrounding the nucleus. Now, if we are applied electric field, right, which is sufficient so that it becomes operative at the atomic scale. So once such electric field is applied, these two regions of charge get affected or influenced. Positively charged nucleus get pushed in the direction of the electric field, and the electron cloud get pushed in the opposite direction. You can see it from the diagram. So this is considering very primitive structure of the atom. If the applied electric field is not large enough to cause an ionization, okay, then the separation between the nucleus and the electron cloud reaches a equilibrium stage. Now here we are referring to the DC electric field applied. So the direction of the electric field is not changing. And once the equilibrium stage is reached, there is a balance between the force of attraction between electrons and nucleus. So they want to come back together. Okay. And there is a applied electric fields, right, or the applied electric force which want it to keep separated. Okay. So it is something like we are pulling a spring by our hands. Okay. So our hands are applying the force in the opposite direction, whereas spring goes back or wants go back to the same original position. Okay, by its elastic force, right? Since it is tightly wound. Now here what happens that when such balance is there between the force of attraction, okay, and the applied electric force, the end result is that equilibrium stage is reached and we get the atom polarized. Okay, so there is a minor shift between the plus charge and the minus charge with respect to their center of operation. So when we look at the atom, right, as a whole, it becomes, right, something like a dipole, something like a dipole with one end positively charged and the other end negatively charged. So we have this situation here, right? We start with the primitive atom and we apply electric force over here. Okay. So the electric force is operable in the atomic domain. So you can see there is a separation between the positive charge and the negative charge, right? They are separated by distance d. So here what we are having is that out of neutral atom, we are getting polarized atom. Okay. And this particular behavior is defined in terms of polarization or polarizability. But the basic, what is the basic here involved is the dipole, right? One dipole is created and we have a dipole moment P bar, which directs from the negative end of the dipole to the positive end of the dipole. It is depicted, it is showed over here. The direction is as same as that of applied electric field. But you can notice that the electric field, it starts at the positive end and gets directed away towards the negative end. Whereas the polarization direction is taken from the negative end to the positive end. Now here we have to quantize the behavior of this atom. So the quantization is done in terms of atomic polarizability alpha. So right now we are doing for atom, then we move on to the molecules, then we'll move on to the grain. So you may be finding it little easier, but now onwards, okay, we are getting into the details of the dielectric behavior. So here we are having atomic polarizability defined as alpha. And how it is defined? It is basically the induced dipole moment whose existence is there only because of applied electric field. Now this is where I am referring to the non-polar category of the material. Okay, non-polar category of the material. Now, this particular induced dipole moment, that is a created dipole moment. Okay. And why it is called induced? Because as long as the presence of applied electric field is there, right? For that duration, this particular dipole moment will exist. Okay. In the case of relatively weak electric field, the dependence is linear. So it's like a straight line dependence, y is equal to mx. So here we are having P bar is equal to alpha E bar. Okay. Now this particular alpha, as I mentioned, it is called as atomic polarizability. Its value depends on the structure of the atom and its magnitude is really very small. For a convenience case, we are taking the values of alpha over 4 pi epsilon naught. Okay, so in the case of hydrogen, the value found to be 0.667 into 10 raised to minus 30 per meter cube. Now, this is pretty very small, right, at the level of the meter cube. But when you consider for the cumulative addition, it does create really good electrical behavior. In the earlier case, we have checked with the dielectric when it is inserted inside the parallel plate capacitor. It does change the behavior of that particular capacitor device. It increases is the charge storage capacity. Now, if we consider the sodium, now we have a little larger value. It is 24.1 into 10 raised to minus 30 meter cube. So from the gas, we move on to the solid. Now, there is a possibility of the liquid is also there. Okay. So the advantage of gas and liquid is that there is a what is called the movement allowed for the these polarized atoms or polarized molecules. Now, this is what we are referring to the weak electric field, where we are finding the linear dependence of P bar over E bar, right, as it is given by this particular expression. When we move on to the strong electric field, okay, the dependence of P bar need not be a linear. It need not be a linear. Okay, so we are getting into the tensor region. There will be 9 components operating. Let us go ahead. So polarizability, we define it to be the electric dipole moment induced, okay, by an electric field of unit strength. So you can see it from the formula. P bar is equal to alpha E bar. So if I make E bar of 1 unit strength, then in that case, whatever polarization caused by such electric field is straightway equal to our constant atomic polarizability. Okay. So basically,